Captain's log, stardate 25110926.11. The Morningstar is en route to the Parakaus star cluster to assist with the inhabitants of Parakaus Prime in developing an experimental method for capturing solar energy in their continued attempt to leave behind fossil fuel energy. On a side note, I'm hoping we don't encounter any medical emergencies. A few weeks ago, Dr Morvort took an assignment off-ship to be a part of a Joint Alliance science program, and while her substitute is a competent medical officer, things have been a little more chaotic. I tell you, Christy better not be away too long, or that sick bay is gonna get swamped soon.
It's tomorrow we get the next comms window from her, right?
That's right, between 1200 and 1300 hours.
I thought it was. I swear, I've lost all sense of time ever since having to attend those conferences on Carkella 2 over subspace. Plus, I don't think I've had this much Recticino in my life than I have these last few weeks.
You and me both. I'm debating sleeping in vacant guest quarters.
Oh, I had no idea. Why didn't you say something? I would have moved into the living room and asked the computer to dampen the sound. I'll even be the one to go to a different room. I don't necessarily need to be in our quarters.
You don't need to do that. It's okay.
Are you sure? I mean, I know both our work is important, but you're the captain. You never know when you'll need to be up in the middle of the night to deal with something. You need to take what sleep you can.
Honestly, Una, baby, it's okay. The only reason I haven't moved myself or said anything is because, well, those times at night is the only time we can really be us. Not like when we're on the bridge.
Aw, you'd willingly lose sleep to stay with me at night? You're so sweet. And also a little naughty, potentially compromising your ability to command just so you can be with your woman?
I wouldn't call it being with my woman. To me, that makes it sound like I own you, like property. And that's a notion that humanity walked away from centuries ago. And ideally, I'd like to keep it that way. I'd put it more like being with the woman I love. But I get your point.
Such a romantic.
Reach the captain.
Go ahead.
There's an incoming hail from Admiral Mineo for you.
Understood. Patch it through. Vanna, what an unexpected pleasure. Wasn't expecting to hear from you so soon. We're still a few hours away from Parakaus.
That's not why I'm calling, Michael. I'm just passing on a message from Admiral Blasto. He sends his apologies, but he thinks he may have accidentally poached Dr. Morvort.
Sorry, he what now?
It seems Dr. Morvort is rather enjoying the research assignment. She's requested a permanent transfer.
Transfer?
What? Wait, hold on. Permanent? I'm confused. I thought the research team was an entirely temporary unit.
Originally, it was. As previously stated, the team was formed a few months ago and was scheduled to disband in a few weeks. However, after reviewing the results of this team, all Alliance factions are seeing it as an overwhelming success, and they believe it could be further utilized, improved, and expanded. And around the time of this decision, it just so happened that a now permanent role became vacant, and Morvort wants it.
I see. I'd ask if she was sure this is what she wanted, but she seems pretty adamant by the sounds of it. Probably just the shock talking.
I can imagine.
As this has gone through Mackie, I take it's already been pushed up the chain of command and approved?
Not yet. Glasto wanted you to be informed first before anything was approved. He suspected you'd likely approve it anyway, but he wanted you to be informed first as to not catch you more off guard than he thought you already would be.
So this is a courtesy call?
Yeah, I guess it is. And before you start looking at candidate rosters for a new medical officer, There's a transport ship passing Parakaus on its way to Starbase 37. They'll be dropping off a candidate for you. A personal recommendation from Morvort.
Very well. I look forward to meeting them. Thanks for the update, Vanna.
No worries. Mineo out.
Well, I bet tomorrow's transmission will be even more interesting now.
Interesting is one word for it. Come.
Captain Hunter.
Lieutenant Jasmine Sorrell. Welcome. Please, have a seat. It's been a while since I first came across your name. If I may, you're part Cation, aren't you?
That's right. My mother was human and my father is Cation. It's kind of ironic, really. My father's family has very strong genetics. Yet after my mother died, you'd think I turned into such a human.
I'm sorry to hear about your mother.
Thanks, but I don't talk about it much. It all just comes back a little too hard.
Very well. So, you're Chrissy's recommendation for the medical officer candidacy. I take it you know each other well?
Yep, been with her 8 years. First met on our first assignment, the Starfleet Research Station, in orbit of Prakan Prime. Although she was a few years ahead of me, she liked to think of herself as a mentor, and I let her. Despite already knowing everything she taught me. Didn't want to burst her bubble.
Mentor. Yeah, that makes sense. One of our ensigns has been getting some first-hand experience. She seemed to enjoy sharing her knowledge with others.
That she does. You know, we both wanted to serve on this ship, Christy and I. Though I wanted it more than she did.
You're a big fan of the ship, I take it?
That's one way of putting it, yeah. Every night in my room at the academy, I'd pull up the latest development logs on the pad and read them before I went to bed. I'm no engineer, but something about it just caught my eye. I've always wanted to make a difference and be part of history, and I guess I realized that by the time I was out of the academy. If I played my cards right, I may end up at the Morningstar, or at least one of her sister ships.
She's a damn fine vessel, that's for sure. Even as an experimental prototype. She's been a tough nut, and hasn't cracked. But with that in mind, it's the fourth one, the youngest sister you gotta look out for. It'll be the amalgamation of all three prototypes combined.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be a beast. So yeah, eventually when the time came, me and Christy were pretty close. As I said, I'd been keeping up with the development, so I knew the applications were open. Christy was looking around for other potential assignments, so we submitted together and, well, you know what happened next. I didn't have the heart to tell her. She was so excited when she got that approved transfer document. But for a long time after that, I hated her for it. And I know this isn't the best idea, but I also hated you. 'Cause not only did you deny me my dream at the time, you made me hate the woman I'd come to admire, and you took her away from me. The week following her leaving was unexpectedly difficult.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry. This may come off as a hollow platitude, but it was never my intention to cause any of that. To make you feel that way towards Christy. While your application was good, there were a few notes in your service record that made me question whether you would be a good fit for this crew.
Fair enough. I can admit I used to be a bit of a wild card back then. I can see how it would have affected my chances. It took a while, but I moved on and worked on myself.
Glad to hear it. Well, I'm ready to see what you have to offer this ship, and, well, honestly, you couldn't have joined at a better time.
Oh, really? Wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, let's just say Nurse Malcrow was a good doctor, but Sickboy does get a little chaotic whenever she's in charge.
Okay, I'm leaning towards bad then.
Nah, it'll be alright. Come on, I'll introduce you.
Lead the way.